Captain Andrew Fisher signing on to Captain's Log entry 4517. Today has been a fine day for progress. We've been taking out the new prototype Federation cruiser, which should do a great deal of work towards helping secure ongoing peace in the ever-expanding region of known space. The prototype has performed admirably so far, and all that remains is to run it through its FTL drive bases. So here goes. Heading out in space for a long journey. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, but I have full confidence in my crew and in the abilities of this ship, and I'm sure it won't be long before we're back home safely.
It was a fine day for a rebellion. For months now, we had been waiting, biding our time as our ships and agents infiltrated the Federation. But at long last, Admiral Wrath had given the order, and all bets were off. And what do you know? We hardly had to wait before a prototype Federation cruiser jumped to our beacon. The EMP trap we had set disabled them long enough for us to get on board and subdue the crew, which was when the fun began. Our engineers stripped their ship of communication equipment, drones, and weapons, and we took turns torturing the crew while forcing their captain to watch in an effort to get information out of him. But even when they were all dead, when we cut off his hands, he still wouldn't talk. We had no pity for the Federation scum, so rather than kill him, our engineers also stripped out their med bay, and we left him to rot with the bodies of his former crew. The rebellion will be victorious. But for now, it's back to the hunt.
Well, it's finished. My crew might be dead, and I might be dying. But at least I can make sure they don't get away with it. To whatever might be listening on the other side, I'll trade you my soul for revenge. Make sure the rebellion pays for what they've done. Andrew Fisher, signing off. Hello everyone, VanguardOfValor here, and welcome back to another episode of FTL's Advanced Edition. Now, as you've probably noticed, there was an introduction on the start of this video, which I did wind up spending a good deal of time actually trying to make, and we'll get into that in a second, but first, let's take a look at what we're going to be playing with today. So, if we jump into a new game over here, we can play ourselves with the Federation Cruiser Type C. Now, when I was originally looking at this ship, I was going to be trying to play it about a week ago instead of doing the Kestrel Cruiser Type C, but as I was trying to think up a good theme that I wanted to play with, I came up with this idea of creating a mod to change it up a little bit. It's just a visual change, really. Changes some of the text, changes some of the visuals, but overall it stays pretty similar. A lot of the events will remain unchanged and that kind of thing. It's just something I thought would be kind of fun to play around with. But what I was thinking was, this particular ship is all about suicide boarding. If you took a look at what it's got no weapons of any kind, no drones. The only firepower it has comes from the artillery beam, which is on a 50-second cooldown. And while it does fire a flak artillery, it's pretty slow to shoot. So it's not going to help you out for a long time. What it does have going for it, however, is it starts with a level 2 cloning bay, which we've now swapped out, and a teleporter. So this ship is all about suicide boarding. It's all about throwing yourselves at the enemies until either you eventually wind up completely destroyed, or they're all dead. So, because of that, I was trying to think up a good theme to go with the ship, and while I was thinking about it, I came up with this idea that it would be cool thematically if it was things that were being summoned instead of things that were being cloned. So instead of cloning the same crew back over and over again, we're just summoning new demons and horrors from the abyss, which is where this whole thing came from. So the 7th circle is our Federation Cruiser Type C. It is going to have a summoning circle instead of a clone bay. It's exactly the same in every other respect, except that it has this cool summoning circle image, which is totally out of place with the rest of the ship, but honestly, I don't care. I've changed a bunch of the text and things like the menus and whatever, but not in the events. We're going to rename our crew appropriately as well. Maria, you're going to be renamed to Demon. There we go. You are going to be Devil, Thomas. We have a Demon, a Devil. We're going to have a Fiend on board as well. And our Mantis is going to become a Hellion. There we go. And this ship is probably going to be a disaster. But because I came up with this idea of wanting to make this summoning circle, I felt like I should probably try and do something to go along with that. So, which is why I decided to make that whole introduction video. So please, let me know what you thought about that, because it took a lot of time, actually, to put together. And I'm interested in seeing if you guys like that kind of thing or not. So, like I said, let me know. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on our introduction video. But for now, let's jump into this thing. We have our Federation Cruiser Type C, the 7th Circle, our cursed cruiser as it were, playing on hard mode with Advanced Edition content turned on, of course. Let's jump in and see how this thing runs. And here we are. The data we carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet with supplies for the journey, so to make sure we explore each sector before moving on to the next, and of course we have to get to the exit before the pursuing rebels can catch us. Alright, you may notice that our shield looks a little bit different. It's a little bit hard to see at the moment, but as per usual, we're using our general graphical mods, like our Leocon's Diversity mod, which has been modified to have the graphical elements included. We have things like the High-Res Backgrounds mod and Better Backgrounds and Planets mods included by Sanmonku and Splet respectively. And we're also using Splet's High-Res Shields mod, which is pretty neat. It has this sort of triangle 3D effect going on. This one's red because I took it and recolored it, but it's pretty neat, and there'll be a link to that in the description below as well. Either way, let's get a jump on here and see what we can do with this thing. So, hopefully we can find some enemies who are easy enough to fight to begin with, but there's no promises on that, especially since we're playing on hard mode. But regardless, we'll get our crew ready for battle and see what happens. Don't need anybody in the weapons, because we don't actually have any weapons, so let's jump forwards. If it's just speaking right in front of us, let's go see what they want. We find the source of this distress call, a small research station, where it appears a small laboratory fire got out of control and is threatening to destroy them. Their fire suppression is not responding, so send our crew in to help put out the fire. Our crew valiantly keep the fire at bay long enough to allow some of the scientists to escape, but it appears to be a losing battle. Before long, we order the retreat, and the few scientists they are able to save are distraught but grateful. We decide to drop them off at the next station, but we gather 21 scrap for our trouble, so that's pretty good. We're very friendly demons and devils and fiends and hellions. To be fair, though, we were summoned to kill the rebellion, not to kill everybody. There's a ship with pirate markings orbiting the nearby planet. Receive as hail. Anything is possible for the right price. However, we are also bastards, so we're going to attack these guys. Here we go. Mercenaries are worse than rebels. The only honorable course is to engage the mercenary in battle. Well, Fiend and Hellion, time to get on there. They probably don't have a whole lot of defenses against us. They do have a nasty weapon combo, though. We're going to get in here and hopefully beat them up. Oh, they have a Rockman on board. That might make things a bit more difficult for us, because that's going to make having anything happen with Fiend here pretty unlikely, since he doesn't really have enough health for that. But whatever, we're going to get on board, destroy them. Alright. And there goes Fiend. Boop. And we should see in a second, there we go, we have our distortion of our summoning circle, which I think is a pretty cool effect, if I do say so myself. But with the crew dead, we're able to take 3 fuel out of their storage, and we also take 22 scrap. Alright. Let's get our crew ready to return home again. Also, Hellion, you've done your work. It's time to remove you and summon a new one. You're no longer required on board our ship. You can return to whence you came, and we will summon a new Hellion to replace you. Alright, so, once that's done, we'll be able to move on. We got a good amount of scrap so far, actually, surprisingly high. Very nice to start off with. And let's jump. Let's boogie. There's a big nebula over there. We might actually head over there. There's a good chance of having drones in the nebula, which wouldn't be great, but we can fight drones like this too. It's just really slow. We arrive near a damaged and dilapidated space station. It appears abandoned, but we detect faint life signatures on board. Let's board the station and look for survivors. All we find around us is the stench of death and decay. The life sign readings must have been malfunctioning, because we really doubt anything could be alive in here. We quickly return to our ship, although we do gather 8 scrap, which does give us enough to power up shields to level 2 if we want them. So which is pretty sweet. Let's jump into this nebula and work our way through there. Hopefully not too many drones happen. We arrive in the nebula and immediately receive a message from an unknown source. Prepare to be boarded. With the static from the nebula, there's no way to tell where they came from, but we hear shots fired on board. Do we now? Ah, there you are. Where else are you? You're in our O2. Something like that. Well, we lost the O2. Let's go fight in here then instead, because it looks like that's where they want to fight. You can come in and join them. Alrighty. So, murder these guys. We might actually wind up losing one of our variations on Fiend. There we go. Hellion, clear them out, please. Thank you. We'll send Devil back over to the engines. We will send Demon back over to the helm. Fantastic. And we're gonna go kill Hellion again. Unfortunately, we do have a system which makes it hard to suffocate our crew. The emergency respirators, which can be quite useful in some cases, but not really right now, given that we kind of need to be able to suffocate our crew to summon new variations on the theme. Either way, once Hellion's back, we'll jump onwards again, and hopefully we'll find an event that actually gives us a reward this time instead of just causing our crew to be killed. So, there we go. They're back, and ready to rumble. Let's jump over in this direction. Hopefully we find something good over here. A black market weapons trader spins us a tale of the dangers of the nebula before pushing his wares. But we're going to attack that ship, of course. They have a Lido launcher and a heavy laser. The really dangerous thing there only is the Lido missile. Looks like they have at least 3 crew, though, so that could be a problem for us. We'll see if we can't take them down with our overwhelming numbers and persistence. We'll see what happens. They damaged an empty room, that's fine. Our Zoltan exploded, which isn't great, but Fiend will be back again in no time. You can't keep a good Fiend down. And they're all dead. Now that the ship has been emptied of hostiles, we search it, finding a prisoner who offers to join our crew. We get 8 scrap and Brecken, who we immediately sacrifice and use in order to teleport out of here quickly. Here comes the missile. We're gonna sacrifice him and use his body to summon an incubus. Yes, indeed. Since he is male, he's a perfect choice for incubus. An incubus is like a succubus, except that it seduces women instead of men. So there we go, and it's time to jump out of here before we get hit in the face with a missile. Thank you very much. Time to go. Alrighty, so we've arrived. A heavily damaged Federation ship is hiding in the nebula at this beacon. Before we have time to make contact with them, they fade away into the nebula, and let's lock onto their life signs with our teleporter then. We beam the Federation crew aboard, and one gladly joins our crew, while the rest wait to be dropped off at the next station. 16 Scrap and Emily, who we also immediately sacrifice. Emily, you are going to be sacrificed to summon... You can summon... Succubus, why not? Totally inappropriate for what you look like, but you can be a succubus. There we go, we have an incubus and a succubus now, which is perfect. We are equal opportunity mass murderers. I'll send Succubus into the teleporter to be our next wave of death and destruction. Succubus and Hellion can work together. Meanwhile, Fiend and the Devil will be able to do some good work here aboard the ship. Incubus, you're going to go take over our sensors for a while so we can see what's going on board the enemy ships before we board them. With 25 scrap to spend, I should probably put some power into getting an upgraded teleporter soon and also upgrading those shields. We will buy 1 power bar right now, though, to deal with our problems in the meantime. Let's keep jumping. There's more ground to cover here. And we've jumped straight into an ion storm, which isn't great. We jump into the middle of a plasma storm, where multiple recently incapacitated ships loom in the shadows, briefly illuminated by the lightning. Let's manually search the wreckage for survivors and equipment and see what we find. Within the ship graveyard, we find one ship that seems relatively untouched. On board, we find an unconscious passenger and take them back to our ship. Once awake, they offer to join our crew in thanks, giving us 1 fuel, 1 drone part, 9 scrap, and Maloney, who also gets immediately sacrificed, and instead returns to us as Spirit. Alright. Dark spirits for dark times. You, sir, taking over the doors. Excellent. Alright, our crew is rapidly regaining its full combat strength as we summon more demons from the rift to replace those who were lost. Here we go. We receive a message from a nearby station. A Federation cruiser jumping into rebel territory. Quite the bold move. We quickly move to arm the weapons, but he continues. Lucky for you, we're not all in support of the rebellion. Perhaps these supplies will help you get to friendlier space alive. Giving us 1 missile, a drone part, 13 scrap, and a combat drone Mark 1. Well, we'll take it. We should also close that door. And we'll put the power back in some systems, too. That might be a good idea. Alright. There's a store over here we can go to sell some things. We have some things to sell, so we'll go into there. Hopefully they won't look too closely at us. A transmission from the nearby planet indicates an outpost below which offers supplies to travelers. We send down an away party to check it out, and interesting stuff on board there. We're going to sell them the emergency respirators, though. We're going to sell them the combat drone. Thank you. It gives us 77 scrap to spend. What are we going to spend that on? I don't know. Maybe some more fuel? We could get mind control. Let's get mind control. There we go. Jumping straight for mind control. This is our final system slot, actually. We couldn't get cloak or anything else, but you know what? that's okay. Sometimes you just have to do something weird. We're gonna get mind control for this ship. Boost up our boarding power that way. Hopefully we can do some serious damage with this thing. Alright, so with that done, we have ourselves quite the ship here. Let's keep jumping and see what else we can find in the end of the sector. Hopefully some more good stuff, not a sun, that's not what I would say is good stuff, and it's an auto-hacker as well, lovely. We arrive at the beacon to find ourselves dangerously close to a star where an automated rebel ship impervious to the heat moves in to engage us. This could be bad. And they've hacked our teleporters, we can't even effectively board them anymore. Not that we could effectively board them before, but we could have tried. We're probably going to have to run away from this. And they have missiles, which is going to suck too, because we'll be able to spam those at us. Alrighty. Let's see what happens. Let's see how good their luck is. So far, their luck has been pretty good with those missiles. I kind of want to board them in the weapons to try and break that leader launcher before our mantis suffocate. But there's the teleport, which, or rather the teleport hack, which I was worried about. Here comes the solar flare. Let's hope we don't not take too much damage. That's actually fine. We vent that out easy. And they set fire to our teleporter, which is not okay. Alright, well, we're going to get our mantis out of there. And we'll send Incubus and Spirit in to deal with the fires. Of course, they are hacked in, so they can't get out. Lovely. Alright, well, let's get out of here before we get obliterated. This is not a great situation to be in, though. We no longer have our working teleporter, which is the only way for us to actually fight anything. Let's jump over here and see what happens. Scans show our remote settlement being blockaded by a pirate ship. The ship hastily messages us, saying, "Stay out of this or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on." But we're going to attack that pirate because they have no way to hurt us. "You asked for it," they say, and they pull away from the planet to move into engage. But, conveniently enough, they literally cannot hurt us. So we're just going to repair our things here, and then return to battle. Although we need to deal with those fires. Get over there and put out those fires, friends. Alright. And we'll have you go do some repairs. I could turn on the big cannons, we can see what that does, but I think we're just going to go board them. "Greetings, Rockman. You might be able to kill us, but you won't be able to stop us forever." Alright, I should really save crew positions as well. Spirit, you're on doors. Incubus, you're on sensors. They have 2 Rockmen. Okay, it's going to make this a lot slower, but we should be able to try again shortly and see what happens. There goes Hellion. And there goes Succubus, which is fine. They'll respawn shortly and we can send them back at the enemies. I could actually multiple waves. That might be a good idea. Instead of using Incubus and Spirit here on the sensors and doors, do multiple waves of boarders. That would be fun. Let's get our crew over here and get them ready to board in again. Once we power up our teleporter, we will no doubt start doing multiple waves, but for now we'll stick to what we've got. Let us teleport back in again, see if we can finish these guys off. And we'll get through this in no time. Alright, there they go. They were no match for us this time. We picked through the remains and contact the settlement, getting 2 fuel, a drone part, and 13 scrap, and with the pirates gone, we signal the station. "We appreciate what you've done, but there'll just be another ship looking to profit from our isolation soon enough. Sorry we can't give you more." Oh, you'll be sorry, alright. But we get the 3 fuel, drone part, and 9 scrap as well. We'll take it, and we will be happy for it. So let's teleport out of there, buy that, use that to buy some more power, which we can now use to run our mind control, and we'll be ready to keep going again shortly. However, we are going to have to temporarily take a short interruption here, so I'll be back again in a quick second, and we'll continue our adventure. Here goes nothing. Alright, that's that sorted out. Let's keep going then. So, we don't have a whole lot of space here before the exit, as it turns out. If we jump here, we're going to be overrun. Let's do it anyway and see what happens, though. We should have a bit of time after this, maybe enough to go to a couple jumps afterwards and then fight our way out. We'll see what happens. We've arrived at the long-range beacon. The FTL drive is charged. We can jump to the next sector, and here we find a small station fitted with hundreds of repair drones. We receive a message which says, "We don't know who you are and we don't care, but this is the right place for some ship repair." But we don't have any scrap to give them, so we can't actually get any repairs anyway, so whatever. We'll ignore the station and probably jump onwards. It's not a very good idea, really, for us to jump onwards, but I think we're gonna try and live a bit dangerously here. We'll jump over to this beacon, then to the distress beacon, then back to the exit. Since we can get 2 jumps before we get out, we can probably get enough scrap to upgrade our engines at least once, so that we don't get beat up quite so hard by the rebel elite we're bound to fight. We'll see what happens, though. Here we detect a rebel scout on attack approach to a small refueling outpost. The weapons are charged but not yet firing. Okay, well, let's intervene to defend. These guys can't hurt us, which is nice. The rebel responds to our threat, saying that they don't know who we are, but that no one defies the rebel fleet, and move in to engage. Yeah, they have a basic laser and a mini-beam, so they can't hurt us. But they do have a med bay, so we might need to send some backup this time, otherwise we're going to have a hard time beating these guys. Let's mind control one of them, just to make sure that we have an easier time killing them quickly. There we go. And we'll send in some support in a second to help them clear these guys out. Ooh, almost got that one before he left. Almost got them before they left. Alright, we'll send our other crew there in a second. We're doing damage to the shields, which is good. Alright, teleport in there, crew. Now these two guys are probably going to run for cover before this guy gets back, yeah. But that means this one is doomed to die, which is good news. And once these guys head back out of medbay again, we can send our Mantis in there to destroy it so they have no way of being safe anymore. Which sounds great to me. So here they are, there's one of them back. We need one more, otherwise it's not going to work. He might actually take enough damage before we can destroy this thing that he'll run to medbay early, which would be bad. Hopefully the RNG focuses on this guy on the left. We need to destroy... Okay, I had 2 layers. Ooh. Well, now our Mantis should be able to beat him even though he's in the medbay. There we go. Ooh, Incubus is taking damage, but I think he'll be okay. There we go. There goes the last of the rebels, I think. With the crew dead, we salvage what we can, getting 2 fuel, 2 missiles, and 19 scrap, and the outpost also hails us, saying,
"Those pompous bastards expected free service just because they defeated the Federation. Take this for the help."
Giving us 2 fuel and 16 scrap. We'll take it. And let's get our crew off this ship. So, Incubus took a lot of damage there, holy cow. Spirit hardly took any damage there, but Incubus was not so lucky. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted it to do at all. Alright, let's get you back over here. I guess I didn't save my crew positions. I thought I had, but evidently not. Let's send you over there and save those positions. There we go. Stations are saved now, so that's good. One more step out of the way. And we should power up our O2. That's probably be a good idea. There we go. I could airlock Incubus, which we will do. We'll summon a new one. And, I guess I should summon new versions of Hellion and Succubus as well, because while they have done a good deal of work towards our cause, we can't have them being low on health now, can we? There we go. Alright, Incubus is back. We'll send him into the sensors. We've got a new one to replace the old Fantabulous, and these guys should be summoning again very shortly. There we go, Succubus is back, Hellion should be back again just as quick. We have enough scrap here to buy ourselves another upgrade for our engines, which we will immediately do. Getting more engine power will be important in the battle. We have to try and get out here past the rebels. So, let's jump over to this distress beacon and see what happens there. What do we have here?
"Greetings. It's so good to see you. We've been out of fuel and floating out here for weeks. We were terrified a pirate or those damn rebels would find us first. Could you spare some fuel?"
Sure we can. I'll give you 3 fuel. We give them the fuel, and they...
"Thank the gods. We can finally get out of here. We're jumping straight home, so take this anti-bio beam. We won't need it, hopefully."
That's a nice reward. If we can get something that takes down shields, preferably some kind of ion weapon, that might actually be really nice to pair with our current arsenal. Or rather, lack of one. Our current battle strategy of sending all our crew in. Anyway, for now, we have to try and get out of here alive. So let's get to this exit beacon and see what they're going to be throwing at us. Hopefully nothing too nasty. But we'll see. An anti-ship battery. Oh, breach missiles. That is brutal. Basic laser and breach missiles. No, thank you. We found the exit beacon, but the rebels got here first. We have to survive long enough to jump to the next sector, so we're going to have to board them immediately. We're going to board straight into the weapons. We're going to mind control the crew and the weapons. There we go. Try and do as much damage to these guys as quickly as we possibly can. The anti-ship battery is going to be firing at us. I might want to send my humans over there too to try and take that thing off his line as quickly as we possibly can. These guys won't be, Come on now. They won't be, able to heal, but they will respawn pretty quickly. This missile's going to be firing right about now, I think. Alright, we're boarding them again with more crew into the clone bait. Here comes the missile. Please miss us. Ah, there goes our teleporter. That can't be good. We have to go fix that right now. We cannot let that thing stay damaged. So we power down the clone bay briefly and the O2 to go fix our teleporter, because without that we are in serious trouble. Their breach missiles are offline though, which is pretty valuable. And there we go. We've been able to kill off one of their crew there, doing a bit more damage. Unfortunately not before another crew immediately respawns. Send our Mantis in there instead, then might be able to kill them a little bit quicker, which would allow us to potentially knock out the clone bay. And that would be a valuable thing indeed. So if we take their clone bay offline, it'll be okay. Although they are locking onto us again, it's time for us to bail now. So we're going to send our crew back to their positions. We're going to you guys in here. Time to leave. Teleport off that ship. Alright, we're back. We have a bit of a breach problem over there, but we don't have time to deal with it. We're jumping out of this sector. Alright, options are NG-controlled sector or Uncharted Nebula. NG-controlled is the obvious choice there for me. Let's get out of here. Whew, that could have been much worse. We've arrived here in NG space where the fall of the Federation has brought tough times to these robotic life forms, but they're usually willing to help. Oh boy. Alright, well let's go send Incubus and Spirit to go fix up that breach, because otherwise we're not going to be able to. They'll probably die a little bit in the process, but that's fine. A little bit of death never hurt anybody. There we go. Send them back to stations. That'll do just fine. Okay, I think we're back on track here again, so that's good. Took a little bit of damage in the process there, but we survived, which is important. We have a whole NG-controlled sector to explore as well, so let's jump over in this direction and see what we can uncover over here. Probably should have airlocked Spirit and Incubus, but they'll be fine, I think. There are a number of ships stationed around a rest stop here. We immediately receive a message saying,
If you're looking for some bodies to fill your ship, you've come to the right place.
but we don't have any money, so we're not going to hire anybody. There's a store there, but again, we have nothing really to sell either, so let's just keep moving around here and see if we can't uncover something cool. Gotta find some things to fight us. We notice an NG colony hiding on the other side of a nearby moon. It turns out they're excavating an equipment cache in the Federation Mantis War, and they suggest it might be used to lure the pursuing rebel fleet. However, we're going to secure the cache instead. Another combat drone. We have the NG complete their excavations and bring the supplies on board, getting us another 17 scrap and a combat drone Mark 1. Not an amazing reward for us, because we still don't have a drone control, but we'll take it. Hard to say no to free things like that. Jumping onwards, what do we find? We arrive at the beacon and immediately detect a pirate ship. It seems this distress beacon was a trap. They can't really hurt us, and we can definitely hurt them. So we're going to teleport in there and start murdering their crew. Pirate interceptor. Good luck, you poor souls. Our Mantis should be able to tear through them in no time. Hopefully this bomb isn't anything nasty. But based on its charge time, it's probably ion, but they're not going to get a chance to fire it. Now their ship has been emptied of hostiles, we search it, finding a prisoner who offers to join our crew, getting us 10 scrap and Shelton. Welcome aboard, Shelton. You are the next to be sacrificed. Alright, so we're going to sacrifice Shelton. He is going to be used to summon... Here we go, summon an imp. There we go. You are going to go take over power from shields again, I guess. If we get weapons active online, he'll head over there eventually. But for now, we might as well do this. So, that worked out pretty well for us. Our Mantis are a little bit injured, though. I probably should go airlock them. They are starting to get combat skill, though. There's a store over there we could go to, but I don't think we really need to. I kind of want to jump here so I can bypass both of those stores if we can. I don't know if we have enough fuel. The problem is we have to go all the way around here, so I kind of have to go as fast as I possibly can to get out of this place. Otherwise, we're going to get overrun again, which would not be great. Let's jump to the store and sell the drone that we just got. That'll heal up our crew a little bit as well. A message arrives. Your scrap, ours, our weapons for you. We're about to raise the shields and realize it's just an NG trader looking for a trade yet again. Zoltan's shield bypass. Ooh, that would be amazing. Being able to teleport past Zoltan's shields could be super handy. Especially given that we don't have any actual firepower right now. So we're going to sell them the Combat 1 drone and buy a Zoltan shield bypass. Yes, please. That way we can mind control and teleport past it. That's great. Alright. Let's keep moving. If it's just beacon up ahead, let's jump over there and see what we can find. Hopefully they'll have some good stuff for us. This distress signal originates from a small NG ship under attack by a rebel fighter. When the rebels see Federation markings, they turn to attack us. Alright, well we're going to teleport in there. You guys have no med bay or clone bay, and you're going to be a pretty easy target. You do have a... might control that guy just for the heck of it. Flak Mark 1, which could be a bit of a problem if you can get good hits with it, but the odds of that isn't extremely high. He says as they immediately hit us in the cloning bay. Or rather, the summoning portal in this case. Alright, well, we'll kill the last of your crew. Please don't hit us again. Okay, not this time. We got lucky. Alright, we're going to quickly switch crew positions here. Not that it really matters, since we're going to airlock them after this fight anyway. There we go. The rebels destroyed to pick the bones of the ship and wait for the small NG ship to catch up. We get 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 16 scrap. The NG vessel turns out to be very poorly equipped, barely a runabout, really. They're trying to outrun the rebels and need all the help they can get, but we have nothing to give them. The NG can't feel fear, so they bear us no ill will when we explain we're unwilling to help. Not unwilling, physically unable. They set off on their journey and we do the same. They'll probably feel better about it when they realize how horrifyingly evil we are. That's okay, though. We're going to head back over this way. We should repair up that summoning portal. Our summoning circle cannot go damaged like that. And we will have our Hellion and Succubus resummoned through the rift once more. Alright, Clone Bay repairs are complete. Fantastic. We'll send Imp back down to the shields. And they should be back with us in no time. So Succubus is actually still at second level, which is surprising. We'll see what Hellion's at when they respawn. Probably they'll be down a level, though. Yeah, they've lost just enough experience to lose the level there. But overall, they're doing pretty good, so let's keep moving. They're actually gaining combat experience faster than they lose it by being horribly murdered whenever we want to summon a new variation. Alright. We're probably going to have to go pretty far around here. We'll see how it goes. What do we have here? We arrive at a Zoltan research facility where they say they're researching genetic distortion due to stasis sleep and prolonged FTL travel. They ask if our crew has time to undergo a few scans, and we agree to participate in their study. After we do so, they give us 9 scrap and some cookies. Thank you, Zoltans, for the cookies. We have not a lot of jumps left. We can probably afford to go 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. That'd be like 1, 2-ish, 3-ish, 4-ish. Let's just get over there, otherwise we're going to have to fight our way out, and I really do not want to have to fight my way out right now. Upon completing our jump, we receive a message from a nearby ship.
Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way.
That's fine, but you can't hurt us. We're going to reject your offer and just murder the heck out of you. Because you really can't do anything to us. So, let's jump in there. Alright, Hellion and Succubus, show them what you're made of. And just for the fun of it, let's mind control one of their crew. There we go. Just for the fun of it. There goes their captain. And their Zoltan's busy trying to take out their oxygen for us. Kind of him. He probably won't succeed fully, but he'll take down at least one bar of it. And now he comes to fight us. Goodbye, little Zoltan. Nice try. There are no more life signs remaining on the ship, so we get another 2 missiles, drone part, and 17 scrap from it. Perfect. Teleport out of there. Alright. So, I'm probably going to airlock Succubus. I'll leave Hellion alive, though. Alright. Well done, Succubus. You've done your job. We're going to summon up a new version of you very shortly. With 43 scrap on hand, we should probably upgrade our engines again. We have enough power now because we have an extra Zoltan, so we can upgrade it, or rather activate it immediately for free, so we should do that. There we go. Probably don't need to keep power in the clone bay at all times either, but since we're using them so much, I like to have them online in case we need them. Let's keep jumping though. We gotta get over to that exit somehow. We're down very low on fuel, which isn't cool. When they see the Mantis warship waiting in ambush at our intended coordinates, our crews will leave to note we've jumped some way off the mark. However, we immediately turn and attack the ship. They have 2 heavy lasers, so they can't hurt us. They're going to try and board us, which just shows how insane they truly are. We're going to send Incubus and Spirit to go deal with that whilst we board them, although they do have a... Let's try to get off the doors, that was silly of me. They do have a med bay, so we're actually probably going to need both of our sets of crew here to go deal with them. We'll see how it plays out, I suppose. Oh, he went back home again. That's not cool. Alright, we need to get over there and murder them now. So we're going to teleport into their weapons room. We're going to mind control their Mantis, so he helps us destroy this room even quicker. And we're going to get our crew ready to board as well. I might want to murder Spirit before we go, but I'm sure he'll be fine. I don't know, I'm not exactly sure why I'm trying to destroy the weapons room so hard. I probably should have mind-controlled somebody in the med bay, but whatever, you live and learn. Next time we'll do that. Alright, they're coming to fight us now, which is going to make things a lot harder for us, but we should be able to teleport in there and deal with them in the med bay. Like so. Although they do have an NG in there still, which is going to make things harder for us. Let's go over to the shields instead. We can kill at least this Mantis, because he's stuck outside the system. No, he isn't. This is going to make things very slow for us, actually. Alright, there we go. So, we're going to send our Mantis in there once those 2 Mantis come back out again. Which hopefully sooner rather than later. Come on. I don't want to kill you. There we go. We really don't want to kill them, because if we do, then they're going to come in here, which is going to make our lives a lot harder. Thankfully, we can still kill them one-on-one in the med bay. It's just very close. There we go. And the other Mantis is going to come in quickly, but hopefully not before. There we go. We destroyed the med bay entirely. And they're dead. With the crew dead, we take 6 fuel out of storage, which is exactly what we needed, and 20 scrap, which is wonderful. Unfortunately, the entire boarding party needs to be resummoned, let's say. Let's get them out of here. Alright, gents. It's time for us to get some new friends on board this ship. There we go. There's a lot of dead crew. Let's send Spirit back to the doors. Once they all respawn, we'll be able to keep going here. I'd love to be able to upgrade that clone bay even more so we can respawn even faster, but for now I think we'll just leave it. Incubus and Spirit both have a little bit of combat experience, which is fine by me. Hellion is still at level 1, which is good. Well, I guess level 2. And Succubus, I think, is also at level 2. Yeah, they're about the same skill for fighting prowess, which is good. Alright, 33 scrap left to spend. Nothing exactly I want to spend it on this second, although I could go potentially for something like more mind control power, but for now we'll leave it. We're going to get out of here, hopefully alive, and see what we can find in the future. Receive a transmission.
Sorry, sir. This is nothing personal, but we're under orders.
Double ship's weapons go hot. You can aboard us? They got a burst laser Mark II and a mini beam. They can actually hurt us, which is not so nice of them. So we're just going to teleport directly onto their ship and start trying to murder them. The quicker we can kill them, the longer it's going to take them to be able to do anything to us. I didn't actually mean to mind control him there, because he's going to go man our weapons system, which is less than I... Why are you manning the... What are you doing? Alright, get those guys in there. They're going to have to fight them eventually. Here come some shots. Hopefully our evasion's good. It is not. Alright, well, he's going to go repair O2, apparently. But of course, he is not actually going to go repair the O2, because he's going to lose his mind control effect long before that happens. Now, where'd that other crew go? Are they all dead on board here now? Looks like they're all dead on board here now. So we're going to teleport out. Please don't take any more damage. There we go, that's more like it. And we are looking pretty good now. He went back home again, which is annoying. I guess their teleporter does allow them to do that. Well, we're going to have to go back and fight him again, because now this has made things more difficult for us. Close those doors so we don't vent our air for no good reason. Probably going to take some more damage now because of that. Hopefully we get lucky, though, and their aim is as atrocious as it has been previously. So, let's get our crew back onto the systems. There we go. Go back. We gotta go kill him again. Alright, he should die before they can do anything else. There we go. With the crew dead, we get another 6 fuel, another 22 scrap, so that works out great for us. Our fuel situation is now resolved. We're gonna have to go get rid of Hellion and Succubus again, unfortunately, but that's okay. There are plenty more where they came from. Goodbye, my Mantis companions. There we go. They'll be fine. So we have 55 scrap to spend now. We could potentially spend that on some more evasion. Getting up to level 5 would be quite nice. I might hold on to that money a little bit longer, though, and we'll see what we find at the start of the next sector. We might be able to get a store there or something nice. We'll have to wait and see. Alright. Hellion, welcome back. And Succubus, you'll be back with us again shortly as well. Alright, well, you know what? We're going to jump to the exit beacon here and see what we find. We've arrived at the long-range beacon, and when the FTL drive is charged, we can jump to the next sector. An advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station here, and sensors indicate it's a storage vessel for military goods. Well, obviously, we attacked that ship to get the storage cache. Here we go. So, it is an auto ship with only beam weapons. Cool. Probably not going to use our Mantis for this, because they're just going to die repeatedly and lose whatever combat skill they've got. This sounds like a job for Incubus and Spirit. I hope you guys like dying repeatedly, because we're going to teleport you directly into their ship and you're going to die repeatedly. Probably going to suffocate before you can do much more than damage the ship very slightly. But honestly, at this point, I don't care too much. We've got plenty more Incubi and Spirits where you come from. Oh, we've damaged the ship 1 layer. Can we not actually destroy it completely before they die? There we go. We got 1 point of damage on them. Sweet. We should also power up our flak weapon here. That might actually have a chance to destroy them. This would be cool. I've never actually fired this thing before. The automated flak cannon artillery. So I'm interested in seeing how that actually functions. Especially since we boarded them and knocked out their helm, they won't be able to dodge it as long as it actually hits the rooms, which is kind of unlikely, I think, with this thing, because I don't get to precisely aim it. I think it just fires wherever it feels like at their ship. But we'll see what happens. We're also going to board them again. We're going to send Incubus and Spirit into the shields this time. If we can take down their shields, it'll be a lot easier for the flak cannon to destroy them. It does have a 50-second charge-up time, though, which is going to make this kind of slow. But we'll see how it goes. They've got their helm repaired, but now they've got more damage coming in, so that's good for us. There we go. They've lost that. We'll let our crew be sacrificed once more. Well done, Incubus and Spirit. You've really gotten into the whole spirit of the thing, as it were. Ha ha. Let's see, though. Here comes our first ever shot from the flak artillery. Woo! That was pretty effective. I'm impressed. That was actually pretty sweet. Alright, well, let's get in there and break that elm again. Alright, Incubus and Spirit, let's get in there. We got work to do. It's a hard life being on board our ship sometimes, but the job's gotta get done by someone. Might as well get done by you. Suffocation is only the first step. There we go. They've lost their helm again, they're down to only 2 hull. They might be able to get their shield back up before the artillery flak hits again, but it will be shooting 7 projectiles, which should be enough to get through 2 hull and 1 point of shields. Especially since they won't be able to evade in that amount of time. But we'll have to wait and see. The systems are repairing pretty quickly, given that they have the automatic, constant, everywhere repair of the AI. But here comes the flak, let's see if they can handle it. Shields are not up in time. Ooh, look at that! That was amazing! Every shot hit. That was incredible. Alright. We salvage 12 scrap from the broken ship, and when we investigate the station, we find, the station is a storage site for military-grade weapons. We find one that can be easily attached to our ship and get ourselves a heavy laser Mark 1 and 7 scrap. I'll take it. That lets us knock out Zoltan shields if we need to. That's some pretty awesome stuff. Alright, get our crew back to their stations, and that is the end of this sector, I believe. Yes, indeed it is. Nowhere for us to dance to now. Let's get out of here. We have access to the Mantis homeworlds or to the abandoned sector. Abandoned sector has a potential for a lot of rewards in it, but the Mantis homeworld is also really nice because we have the teleporter. We don't have a med bay though. I wonder if you can do the Mantis homeworlds with a clone bay or not. I don't know. We'll have to go experiment with that then. Let's go. Mantis homeworlds it is. We'll find out what we can find. Alright. We've entered a poorly charted area of space known to be home to the Mantis. We have to ensure our hull plating is up to scratch and we have enough fuel in the tank to make it through. But we've arrived. However, this is going to be the end of this episode, so thank you all very much for watching. This has been Vanguard of Valor playing some FTL's Advanced Edition here on board our Federation Cruiser Type C, the 7th Circle, along with a whole heap ton of mods. All the visual ones, though. So, thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Don't forget, though, let me know in the comments what you thought about the introduction to this video, because I did spend a bunch of time on it, and I'd love to see what you guys thought. Anyhow, for now, bye-bye.